Hello and welcome to the Whisky.com news on the 31st of July 2018. And we have a number of interesting news and most of them are from Scotland. So let's just dive right in. There's a bit of a change in the tourism industry in Scotland. We all know the Malt Whisky Trail and it's kind of similar to the Bourbon Whisky Trail, but now there is a Hebridean Whisky Trail. And four distilleries are making a cooperation with a ferry company, Talisker, Torabhaig, Raasay and Harris. And they're all kind of around Skye or on Skye. And what you can do is you can buy one of the tickets for this trail and then you have 31 days to travel around in the Hebrides and hop on, hop off to visit the distilleries. The distillery tours are not included in that ticket, but you can travel all around and have a lot of time and a lot of fun in the Hebrides. So if I ever plan to go to Talisker, I will probably buy the ticket and see all the distilleries around the Hebrides. Next up is the Highland Park distillery. They are doing kind of a product change of their travel value series. Yeah, they are introducing 4 new bottlings. One of them is an S and 3 of them has age statements. So we have a 14-year-old, a 16-year-old and an 18-year-old. And this time it's all about animals. So they emphasize animals that were worshipped in the Viking culture. So it's bear, eagle, wolf. So very interesting and hopefully we will get some of them on this cask here as well. So next thing is also a product range change. It's Diageo is changing their product range of Mortlach. They're going back to the 12, 16 and 20-year-old Mortlach. And they also changed the size of the bottle from a half-liter bottle to a 0.7 liter bottle. So they're increasing the size a bit because just the product range they introduced 4 years ago was not that successful, so they're going back to the old style. Next up is the Glenfiddich, and they are introducing a new bottling, and they call it the Fire&Cane. The Fire&Cane is a sweet and smoky whiskey. I particularly like these ones. The fire stands for the peaty, smoky whiskey side, and the cane stands for the sweet side, which is emphasized through a rum cask finish. And it will still take some time until we get this bottling. In Germany, it's the beginning of 2019, so keep your time until we have the bottle on the cask. Next up is the Monkey Shoulder. Monkey Shoulder is a brand and they are launching a marketing campaign on 3 worldwide airports. The airports are the New York JFK, the Heathrow Airport in London and the Hong Kong Airport. And what they do is they have whiskey tastings 4 times a week. So if you are a frequent traveler and you travel around these airports, have a look for the Monkey Shoulder booth. And if you're lucky, then you can have one of these tastings at these booths. If you do, please send me a picture. I would like to know more about it because that's all I know. Yeah. And this was it with Scotland. And there is one more news in the USA. The Lonerider Brewing Company. That's kind of a beer craft distillery with very funny and nice looking labels for their beer bottles, and they have different types of beers as every craft distillery has, and they are now opening a craft whiskey distillery. And actually that's a bit strange, they want to launch their first bourbon in autumn. So how can you, if you just build the distillery now, and how can you then have already a bourbon? That beats me. Probably someone just wrote bourbon instead of whiskey. I think they will release their first white whiskey in the fall of this year. So, thank you very much for watching. If you found this video interesting, then please feel free to share it with your friends and see you next week.